Welcome to the Blokes podcast. I'm Adam.
And I'm Greg. And we sit down once a week to shoot the breeze. We chat about anything and everything. Sports, films, drinking, politics, music, etc.
So sit back, crack open a beer and enjoy. Good evening, Greg. How are you, my son?
Hello, Adam. I'm good, man. I'm very, very good. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. We must be the most popular podcast on the planet right now because we've got yet another wonderful guest with us this evening.
Oh, yes.
I'm going to give him a little. I'm going to talk him up, right? Because this guy's the most beautiful person we've ever had on the podcast. Professional model, professional singer, professional sailing champion. This guy's an absolute legend, and he's a genuine whiskey fan. I think he may be the only sort of diehard whiskey fan that we've actually had on this podcast yet. So, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Mr. John T.
Well,
yeah.
Thank you very much.
We'll put the applause in.
Great, man.
Very
it's good to have
mate.
you with us. Good to have you with us.
It's amazing to be here. Am I right in thinking that the premise for this podcast is that we're in an extended pub? Is that the...
Exactly, yeah. It's the world's first virtual pub, invented during lockdown. It is the ye old Prince's Elbow.
Oh, excellent. Gives me great pleasure to open the East Sussex branch.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, of course. Yeah, we've got quite a good reach, actually. We've got, all over London, Wales, East Sussex. We've got a Berkshire, a Hampshire. We've got all the counties.
Nice.
So you might have known from previous episodes, we usually start the show with a beer or something lighter, on the lighter end of the scale. So... tell us what you're drinking, my friend.
Well, hang on. I'm not actually yet. This is...
Oh, yeah, that's the sound. That's
your
it.
Spoon, obviously.
Spoon?
Well, that's what you open bottles with.
This is a man that probably owns a good half dozen bottle openers, but still chooses a spoon.
Chooses a spoon. Well, it comes in handy for the whiskey later on, for putting the water in. Anyway, I'm sorry, I should put this closer so you can hear it. I am having... Obviously, because I'm in East Sussex, I'm having a Harvey's Best. Sussex Best Bitter, and it is a dream. I love it. I love this beer.
It's one of my faves.
Just a nice, solid bitter. It's, kind of nice and coppery, I guess you'd call that. Coppery colour.
Yeah.
It's...
it looks beautiful.
It's hoppy and it's malty and it's caramelly and...
Oh, man. That's the sound of a long day. I could see it on your face and I could hear it in the...
Just, it's just beautiful. Yeah. It's a lovely beer. Really nice beer. They do some really nice beers. They do some weird ones as well, sort of fruit. I don't... Fruit in your beer. Don't do it. That's for
Not
Belgians.
for me.
Belgians, they can do it, but it doesn't taste good.
Yeah. It's an option. I mean, it's a choice.
Yeah, it's a choice.
So I always think of Sussex Best as we've got a bit of a category in the Ye Old Prince's Elbow, the go-to beers, your Doom Bars, your London Prides, your Tributes, and I think for sure the Sussex Best is in there. If I walk into a pub and I'm a bit disorientated, I'm not sat down yet. But I can, if I see that's on tap, great. Pint off, please, and I'm straight in. Do you know what I mean?
I'd go like if you're in a pub where it's kind of like the beer, you're not too sure about how the beer's being kept. If you can sort of see things that are kind of they could be really nice. If you're up north, they've got sparkler on it, which is just wrong.
Whoa.
These are fighting words around these parts, mate. Jesus.
Shall we take this outside the virtual Prince's Elbow?
Well, if you want to flatten the taste and take some of the hops out of it, if that's your thing, just because you like smooth bubbles, then that's fine. Actually, but yeah, no, I'd go for bottles as well. That's the other thing. So if you've got like a London Pride and you're in a pub that's kind of like you're not too sure whether it's going to be nice or not. You got something that's really nice, but no one's had it for ages, so you've only got two or 3 pints worth in the pipes. That's nicely gone off beer.
I guess you can kind of look around, can't you? And if everyone's on Carling and you see a nice sort of malty ale on the tap. You think,
go for a bottle of Pride.
I'm probably not the. I'm probably the first person who's had a pint of this all month.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, if everyone's on it, then it's all right.
Going back to your sparkler comment, mate,
Sorry, disco ball. Can we call it by its right name? It's actually a little disco ball that you put.
That just makes me love it even more. Now I can just imagine John Travolta pulling my pint, and I'm enjoying it even more. So, to be fair, people could think that that's just fighting words from you, John T. But I've actually seen you ask the barman in a Yorkshire tavern to take the sparkler off.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not advocating for sparklers to go, because that's one of my pleasures when I'm up north, is to tell northerners to take the sparkler off when they're pulling a pint.
Jesus Christ! Are you having death wish? Is this? What's your success rate of that?
Always happens. Always happens. They don't like it at all, but it's always an icebreaker, and it's nice. It makes a nice feeling, actually, because I'm always laughing when I do it. So.
Yeah. And I guess at the end of the day, you're the one with the cash, right?
I'm the one with the cash, and I'm the one that doesn't want my beer ruined. So
we need to start a poll. We need to start an online poll.
Yeah, it's going up.
In fact, it's election day in London tomorrow, so maybe we could add that on the bottom of the ballot. Sparkler or no sparkler. I think down here it'd probably be a resounding victory for no sparkler, I guess. But,
100%, I think, yeah.
Nice. Okay, Greg, what are you drinking, baby?
All right, so today is going for something a bit different. It's been a bit summery. Well, Jesus Christ.
Let's chucking it down now.
Yeah, it's f***ing horrible outside. I planned this about a week ago when the sun was shining bright, so I wanted to go for a summery drink, and like classic England, it's raining. But we shall persevere.
Yeah, good man.
I've got my cap on, I've got the umbrella on, and the barbecue is roaring. So we've gone for an iced glass, first of all, filled with ice, and I've got in there a Krabby's ginger beer.
Wow.
All right, now it's not the coolest drink on the planet, but it's decent. It's an alcoholic ginger beer. I love ginger beer anyway. It's got, I think it's 4%, so it's not messing about, and it tastes amazing. It's dangerously non-alcoholic tasting, to be totally honest, but it's just got a little bit more bite. Man, there's nothing much to say about it. It's pretty simple. It just tastes like ginger. But
it's
I
nice.
absolutely love it. It's so good. On a summery day, you can't beat it. Or on a cloudy Wednesday evening.
Mate, sounds fantastic. I've got a bit of a soft spot for ginger beer, and I love the fact that it's like, isn't it the most sugary drink that you can buy in Britain, unless you make it yourself? Like, off the shelf, I think it's got the most sugar in it of any sort of soft drink.
I didn't know that, but that wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. I mean, I love talking about cocktails as well, I love a ginger beer cocktail. Your Dark and Stormies, your Moscow Mules, those sort of like sharp, biting cocktails, those fresh ones, the start of the night when you've still got a bit of a thirst on before you've quenched it.
Yeah.
Ginger beer, you can't beat it.
Here's a question then. Have you, sorry to interrupt there, but would you ever use a Krabby's for that?
Yeah, I don't see why not. It would just make it extra alk, right? Yeah. It's kind of like spiking your own punch. But so yeah, definitely, I'm well up for that.
It's an experiment. Let's try it.
Yeah, Johns, you make a mean cocktail, don't you? What's your go-to at the moment? Because obviously we've been spending a lot of time at home, everybody, and the alcoholism has set in well and truly. So what's been your go-to recently?
I mean, my go-to generally is a whiskey sour. I love a whiskey sour. I don't like. I don't like cocktails. I like them, but just kind of really sparsely. So kind of like just one or two maybe nice, relaxing cocktails. Kind of margaritas. I like margaritas. I like things that aren't too sour. I love tequila, so that's tequila and whisker. I mean, I don't generally go for cocktails like as a choice. Like I prefer to go for a whiskey rather than rather than a cocktail. But they're nice, kind of nice little kind of starters for the evening. Kind of just wet your whistle a bit, or if you're by the pool, just kind of having something nice and refreshing, and I like that kind of thing. But yeah, I got really into making whiskey sours during lockdown. It got sort of dangerous. Dangerously.
Yeah.
You've also got one of those fantastic, like professional cocktail blenders as well, haven't you?
I do,
like,
yeah.
That you see in films and stuff.
Yeah, that's nice. What can I say?
Did it fall off the back of a lorry as well? I think. Am I right in thinking?
It was quite a plush lorry that fell
park.
off. Yeah, I was just walking along the road, and I was walking down Park Lane actually, and I tripped and fell down a hole, and it was just there. So no one was looking. So
yeah. You were just giving it a good home, weren't you? You were doing the decent thing.
I'd walked past there many times before. It'd been there for about 3 or 4 years, and I just thought, well, no one's using it anymore. So might as well give it a good home. Yeah,
man, of course.
Yeah.
Nice.
Think of all the sad cocktail shakers out there, or cocktail mixers out there that get bought for like a 30th birthday present and never get used again.
Oh,
and
yeah.
look at yours. You know, it's using it daily. It sounds like during lockdown. It's living its dream.
Yeah, that's actually
eco-friendly as well. Isn't
not
it?
even a joke.
There's no
It
waste.
does, yeah. Having said that, cocktails aren't really my thing. It gets a lot of use.
Fantastic.
What about you, Adam? What are you on tonight?
I'm on something that I've never seen before. Actually, there's a new convenience shop opened opposite the road, opposite my house. Right, classic sort of corner shop style thing, but it's just not on a corner, right? And I went in there one day to get some chocolate or something, and saw that they actually had a great selection of beers, or at least varied selection of ales, right?
Right.
So I've sort of been nipping in there and getting a few of their beers, and this is one that just caught my eye because we're going to have a talk about whiskey and Scotch in particular later on, and this one's got a Scottish flag on it. It's called it's a bottle. It's a Belhaven Brewery 80 shilling. Don't know if you've ever heard of these, but I'd never seen it before. 3.9%, rich, smooth, rounded, and it is that classic like brown ale sort of colour. Do you know what I mean? It looks
yeah,
it's like a wholemeal bread or something. It's chewy, but it's 3.9. It's not very strong, and they call it 80 shilling because that's what it used to be sold for back in today. But apparently 80 shillings was like quite a top shelf beer. So this was one of their sort of like premium ales basically. And I had a quick look online, and the brewery Belhaven is from Dunbar, sort of just east of Edinburgh.
Right.
Never been there, never been anywhere near it, apart from sort of central Edinburgh. But I'm really enjoying it. It's it's not there's not too much to write home about flavour wise. It's not blowing my head off in any particular direction. But it's just like a nice sort of smooth. It's quite creamy, I guess. It's not John Smithsy, but it's got a bit of a sort of creamy mouthfeel to it, and it's just a quaffable ale basically. So I'm gonna give it a go. I mean, it was a bit more expensive because it was from the corner shop. It's like £2.20 or something a bottle. You could probably get something equivalent for like £1.50 in Aldi or something. But at a push, like if I've just got to run out and grab a beer, like this is going down a treat. Really good.
Great. Mate, you found a hidden gem, it sounds like.
Nice session beer.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but without it being a sort of a modern pale session ale.
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? That's actually like 6%, like a lot of these session beers. Yeah. I don't think they've quite grasped the concept of session.
Yeah. Very short sessions.
Yeah, exactly. Have either of you heard of this brewery, Belhaven Brewery?
No.
It feels like it rings a bell, but no, I don't think I can't say I have.
It does sound familiar, but it could just be because, it sounds familiar.
Yeah, they all sound the same, don't they? Yeah. So, in fact, just talking of session ale, I just had a little memory of drinking a few beers in this sort of very hip place in, I don't know, it must have been like Peckham or somewhere in sort of southeast London, and it was called the Small Beer Company. Have either of you heard of it? Do you know what small beer is? No. It's this old-fashioned concept where it was like super low alcohol. It was like up to 2% basically, And it's so like the original session ale, I guess, before they started calling it session ale, and it sort of fell out of favour, obviously, because people liked getting trolleyed. So they stopped